Hi, I'm Andy, and this is my capstone presentation for a pollinator habitat integration resource. So it's no longer news that pollinators are on the decline. This set on and was noticed in the late 20th century. The decline in pollinator populations directly coincides with the decline of pollinator habitat. Societal development has paved over much productive habitat, and even monoculture cropping has negatively impacted pollinators. They're also at risk from invasive pests and diseases that are on the rise. New pesticides that come out every year, and the resulting impact on their genetic diversity also is working against them, not to mention climate changes that are just around the corner. So what? Well, declining pollinator species has some severe implications on our country and the planet as a whole. Pollinators provide the essential ecosystem service of pollination, which fuels our food supply and our economy as well. Pollinators come in many forms: bats, butterflies, bees, among many others. But just as a snapshot of the value of pollination services, the honeybee alone adds $15 billion in crop value to the U.S. annually. These creatures are crucial for our existence. Dr. Goulson has been quoted by saying, if bees disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would only have about 4 years of life left. No more bees, no more pollination, no more plants, which means no more animals, and eventually no more people. Well, that's a grim outlook, but on the upside, much is being done for these pollinators. Obama's administration, while he was president, kickstarted a sweeping federal agenda involving many agencies that outlined research needs and land management initiatives. Tons of money has been invested in figuring out what we can do to save these pollinators, and all sorts of partnerships and nonprofit organizations have come out in an effort to bolster these pollinator populations. Despite the popularization of saving the charismatic honey and bumblebees, the fact of the matter is that it's not as easy as just planting some flowers. There's much consideration that is required for producing a productive pollinator habitat. The guides and reports that exist that could help someone achieve this are usually large and unwieldy. So a niche was identified in producing something that anyone could find, pick up, and put to use in helping out our native pollinators. So I propose to create an accessible educational resource that guides users to convert unproductive landscapes into productive native pollinator habitat. The focus will be on native plants and pollinators of the Mid-Atlantic area, and guide users step by step through a land analysis, plant selection, and pollinators, as well as their specific habitat requirements. The result aims to be a form of usable knowledge that aids in reestablishing native pollinator habitat on a scale from individual backyards to wide open acreage. This guide will attempt to be accessible and easy to follow with a flowchart-esque design which fluidly guides users from section to section. This resource's goal is to be usable by any individual or even any organization. I think that the economic and environmental impacts pollinators have on all of our lives is too great to ignore, and it's been found that even small-scale backyard pollinator habitats can be useful for these species. My proposal will try to fill in the gaps for our native pollinators and help increase their population. Thanks, and here are my references.